My name is Chantal Heide. Just a little bit about myself so you're not too confused. I've been to the mountain and back, my friends. I have figured it out. I'm a social scientist studying sociology, psychology, anthropology, biology. I devour the social sciences like you would not believe, but I'm also a human being making mistakes. So several years ago, when I was 28, I'm 45 now, yay. Good food, good love. So when I was 28, I hung up on a guy. And I said, that's not fair. And I raised my arms up to the sky, standing alone in my kitchen. And I went, no more assholes. And I swear to God, I changed my frequency in that moment. And it was the beginning of the end of the mistakes. It was a long, long, hard journey. And it was worth the ride. Because what it gave me was the stories to tell you, was the lessons to give you. What it gave me is the tools that took my last relationship, the one that I'm in now, from 8 years of fighting to 3 years of not a single fight. And half the battle was finding the right person. So what I'm going to do today, because they only gave me 10 minutes, is I'm going to make this as interesting for you as possible. I have some questions. I went around today and I said, what do you want to know about love, about dating, about relationships? What confuses you about the opposite sex? And so with that in mind, I'm going to read out some questions. I'm going to tell you the answer. And hopefully there's something in there that resonates with you. Hopefully I can clear something up for a few of you. And if I did, I want to invite you to come check out my books, because I have 7 of them. My first one was published in February 2016, and I just got started. I have a lot to teach. So here's the first one. Why can't men just be upfront and not ghost? And I think this is there's some males out there that are going, why can't women be upfront and not ghost too? So here's the answer to that question. Because people are avoiders. It is a fact that we are hedonistic in nature, that we seek out pleasure and we avoid pain. And if you're dating and that person is not invested, then what they're going to do when they decide that they're going to move on is they're just going to go silent. And it's so easy to do in our culture today, because with a simple swipe, it's on to the next person. And so my tip to help you deal with this is only invest a little bit more than what's being invested in you, and then see if it comes back, and then invest a little bit more and see if it comes back. And by the way, meditation, shrinking your fight or flight. So there's a part of your brain called your amygdala, which is where your fight or flight comes from. That's where your stress and your fear originates. So when you meditate, and somebody pulls away, we have a tendency inside of us, because there's still a part of our brain that's back in caveman days, because we evolved over 200,000 years, which on this planet is a blink of an eye. All this happened a lot faster than our brains could keep up. Here's another question. How do women feel about no strings attached sex? And I get this from a lot of males, by the way. I have a lot of men coming to me at book signings going, is it okay to still have sex with an ex, even though we're broken up? And the answer to that is it depends. Is this person wanting a relationship? Because when it comes to females, for us, there's a lot more bonding that takes place over sex. Ladies, I want you to think about your fertility cycle for a second. Off and then on. I want you to think about male fertility on 24/7. We are not designed the same way. And when it comes to sexuality, we don't feel it the same way. We don't connect in the same way. Women, we get swept in when there's sexuality. Men decide whether or not they're going to lean in when there's sexuality. So when a man comes to me and says, is it okay to keep having a sexual relationship with my ex? My question is, what does she want? Is she looking for a relationship? Because if she's still having sex with you, that's keeping her from going forward and finding what it is that she's looking for. So then the answer really is, are you being fair? Do you want a relationship with her? If the answer is no, then you got to stop the sex. Sorry, guys. Here's another one, and I think a lot of you are going to relate to this one. Does online dating help or hinder? I think it gets in our way. Because I think what it created is a culture of instant gratification, and if I don't get it now, that's okay, I'll find somebody who's going to create that instant gratification for me. And there's something that happens in our brain when we see somebody smile, and that's a dopamine release. And there's something that happens in our brain when we smile, and that's a dopamine release. And do you know what happens when you see a like? A dopamine release. Every time you get attention, every time there's some positive attention that's getting exchanged, there's a dopamine release. And so what happens with online dating is there is some addiction that's going on. There's a culture of, I want that good feeling, and as soon as it fades off, I'm going to go chase it again. And so does online dating help or hinder? It depends how you're approaching it. Are you going for the rush, or are you looking for the one? Are you responding and looking for responses? Or are you really reading what people are saying? Are you looking for quality and for value? Or are you looking for a thrill? So you really have to think about making your behaviors match your intent and slowing things down a bit so that you can remove these rushes that are getting in your way and really get down to the true feelings. Thank you. I love this one. Oh, I love this one. Why are women not willing to wait for men to become the partner that they're looking for? I'll let you think about that one for a sec while I take a sip of water. Here's the question, back at you. How come women don't know how to set the pace? Here's what our dating culture is today. When you meet somebody and they look good enough and they seem interesting enough and you want to see where it goes, what do? You have a first kiss. On the first, second, or third date, you're going to have that first kiss, aren't you? Most of us will. It's what we've been taught. It's what we've been told is what we're supposed to do. But here's the thing. Everybody's lips is secreting a chemical, doesn't do anything to you until it comes in contact with another set of lips. That combination is phenylethylamine. It's an aphrodisiac. Now, for all of us, aphrodisiacs are amazing, but that particular aphrodisiac in the female brain tells her she's already chosen the right mate for her. And so it rushes her into the relationship. And there's a part of her lizard brain that says, I've already checked out behaviors, and I know who this person is. And so she has an expectation now, subconsciously, that this person is going to be the perfect person that she was looking for because she created that chemical. And then she gets impatient because she doesn't know how to be the emotional leader. She doesn't know how to teach him how to be the man that she's looking for. And part of that problem is she never figured it out herself either, because she never sat down and made that list. She told herself, I'm going to know it when I see it. But because like attracts like, she's choosing an equally confused partner. And so why are women not willing to wait? Because she doesn't know what to teach him. So here's my tips for the ladies on this one. When you meet somebody that you like and you go on that first, second, third date and he's good looking enough and he's nice enough and you want to see where it goes, instead of a kiss, you have a conversation. And you say, I like you, touch, touch, because no matter what you say to a man, if you don't touch him, he doesn't know that you like him. I like you. I want to see where this goes, but I don't want to kiss anybody I don't know because I don't want to commit to a stranger. And he goes, I can't wait 3 months for a kiss. And she says, that's okay, you don't have to. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm waiting 3 months for a kiss. And if he stays, she has a list and she knows what she's looking for. And when he asks, so what are you looking for anyways? She says, well, this is the kind of man I'm looking for. And then she waits 3 months for him to be that man. And if he's making the efforts, if he's making her feel happy because she sees the efforts that he's making, she touches him some more. And over the course of 3 months, their combined efforts, along with the touching that's going on, creates the intimacy that they're both looking for. And do you know what happens when you're not kissing? You're talking. And so you're teaching each other what you need. And when you have a first kiss at the end of 3 months with somebody who got to know you and figured out what you wanted and became the person that you were looking for, that first kiss is amazing. Here's a good one. This one obviously came from a female. Why do men not know how to communicate? Because we're monkeys designed to imitate and nobody showed them how. It's really that simple. But ladies, you have to realize that the brain inside of a male is not the same as the brain inside of a female. When I show people an image of two brains side by side showing a female thought process versus a male thought process, and I say, which one is the female brain? Orange lines equals a thought that's going across the hemisphere. Blue lines is the thoughts going within the same hemisphere. Here's one brain with very simple back and forth blues, and here's another brain with a network of orange lines. They don't think the same way we do. They don't communicate the same way we do. They actually go into a place called nothing, which is something that's difficult for women to actually conceive of. So when it comes to communication, it's a whole different skill set. So women, here's my advice to you on this one. Let men use few words and listen to the words that they say. You have to be a word nerd when it comes to men. Every single word they tell you holds weight. And if you take every single word to heart and you dissect it, I will take out a thesaurus and I will look up a word that my husband used just so I fully understand what he's saying. Because he's going to use 5,000 to 7,000 words a day versus my 20,000 words a day. So if I can elongate his answer for myself, if that's what I need, instead of demanding that he make the answer that I'm looking for, we're going to get along a whole lot better. Oh, here's another one from a woman. Why don't men listen? See, the first answer I have to that is they don't care. I'm sorry. But there's just, they're in their zone, they're in their place. They function on a one file, open at a time system. If you want a man's attention, you have to wait for it literally. It's okay. Baby. And then I have his attention. And then I use few words, because when you use too many words, when you're talking to a man, guess what it turns into? Wah, 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 wah. And another thing, if you're in a relationship, is his love bank full? If you want a man to pay attention, if you want him to listen to what you're saying, if you want him to give your words weight, then are you paying attention to his needs? Are you understanding his love language? Are you communicating love to him in a way that he understands that makes him feel grateful? Because a good man who feels grateful will do everything for you, including listen to the words coming out of your mouth so he can find clues for ways to make you happy. There you go, everybody. That's going to be my 10 minutes for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.